Now we are approaching another visit site, landing in one of the crowded areas of Tehran metropolitan called Tajrish Square, famous for its rivers as well as its big market, which is called Bazaar in Persian language. This is actually the big market at the right side of Tajrish Square, with famous shops selling different food and different stuff inside the market. It's one of the oldest markets, ancient markets in Tehran. The fruits which are sold here are very famous for their quality, the best quality. Of course, they are expensive as well. Then now we are approaching the holy place, which is we call it Imamzadeh. We are little by little entering the entrance of the market, bazaar. You can see it here. This is the entrance to the bazaar. I'm going to show you one of the important channels of Tehran city, just at the southern part of this ancient square. There exists a huge canal for surface water collection, acting as a passage for river flows, and we will see it shortly. From this point, the combined flow is transmitted to the southern part of Tehran, and I'll let you see in a moment. Shall we go and see the Imamzadeh? Let's walk downwards and see the Imamzadeh. Yes, this is the entrance to the main bazaar, to the main market, which I told you it's closed today, but the other shops are open. Here we are approaching the entrance door of the Imamzadeh. Now we are in the southern part of Tajrish Square, around, let's say, less than 100 meters from Tajrish Square. Actually, Tehran has experienced a historical and devastating flood over the past half century. There was no flood divert channel at that time, and floods inevitably entered the central parts of the city, affecting the lives of most people. Right now they have constructed a flood channel which could easily pass floods towards the downstream areas without ruining the buildings or shops or different constructions which are here. We are actually approaching the canal. This is the canal I spoke about a few minutes ago. It's the pass to flood flows which occur in the northern part. You could see this deep channel, which is 15 meters high and around 7 or 8 meters wide. This channel could easily pass the flood towards the downstream area, and therefore no risks are posed to the inhabitants residing here, and they can live around here and actually sell their stuff in the shops and provide food in the restaurants to people who are visiting this square. I am standing beside a man-made channel, which you can see on the left side of me. Around 1 century ago, this pass was natural, but due to the large flood flows, it was remediated, and actually it's a man-made channel You can see the walls of the channel, which are made by stones, and it passes flood. It easily could pass flash floods from the upstream area towards the downstream area. I would also now like to point out to a historical flood of 1987, which occurred right here in Tahrir Square and ruined all the buildings and shops and those constructions here. It was on 26 July 1987 during summer at 1 o'clock in the afternoon when a heavy rain occurred with big hailstones, surprising the people of Tehran in general and the inhabitants of Tahrir area in particular. The rainfall intensity was very high. Within just a few minutes, a storm with 30 millimeters of rain was recorded. That is unusual in Tehran city.
At that time, one of the check dams in the upstream area was broken and flood with about 100 cubic meter per second passed through its way to Tahrir Square, ruining all shops, houses and the big bazaar on its way. It left 350 persons dead with around several $1 million financial damage. Tahrir area was fully blocked and lots of vehicles were stuck in the flood. The square was unusable for around 2 months until it was reconstructed.
Actually, at that time, this big canal was not constructed and floods coming from the upstream rivers were not collected and passed through safely, which resulted into a catastrophic event, leaving several families scathing, missing their loved ones. What we have done is that we have collected various photos of that time, trying to show how severe flood was. The canal, which has been built now, is quite capable of passing and evacuating huge floods, such as the one in 1987, as I mentioned. At this field visit site, I wanted to show you that sometimes it is not possible to restore the original conditions of the river. For example, forming the riverbed and banks with natural materials of around 100 years ago. Under flash flood conditions, we have to transfer the flood flow downstream through an artificial channel so that there is no risk to the citizens and the city.